welcome to 7-Minute Classroom. I am Barik Rashid, your instructor. Okay, so in this class we are going to learn about percent composition. So in the previous class we are just learned that how to determine the molecular mass of any compound, and in this class we are going to learn about percent composition. So before learning about percent composition, we have to know that what is percent composition actually. Okay, so like here I have just written a short definition. Like percent composition tells us what percent of each element is present in a compound by its mass. That means you are just going to try to understand that percent composition is something which tells us that what percent of each element is present in a compound by its mass. So we are just going to determine the percent composition with the help of its mass number. Okay, so there is a formula for finding the percent composition of a compound. Okay, so here I have just written the formula. So the formula is like percent composition equals to like atomic mass of an element. Atomic mass of an element. So here I have just written ELE, that means element, into number of atoms. That means the atomic mass of an element, then into the number of atoms. Like if there is more than one atoms, then you have to multiply here, then 100 into 100 divided by molecular mass of the compound. That means in the previous class we have learned about that how to determine the molecular mass of that compound. So you can just go and check that video, and I will just give the link below. So okay, and there is a percent sign. After completing the whole calculation, you must have to give the calculation sign. Okay, so let's get started. Now we are going to see a compound and through which we are going to find out the percent composition of that compound. Okay, so I am just taking a compound like H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. Okay, first of all we have to determine the molecular mass of that compound. Okay, so if we are just determine the molecular mass, there is hydrogen 1 into 2 plus sulfuric acid, sulfur 32 plus 16 into 4. Okay, so it will be like 2 plus 32 plus then 64 equals to 98. So the molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98. So here we are just now we are just going to determine the percent composition of each element present in the sulfuric acid, that means the H2SO4 compound. Okay, so like here we can write that amount, here you can just give a therefore sign, amount of hydrogen in sulfuric acid, then you can just write according to the formula like atomic number of the element. Okay, atomic mass of that element. Okay, here that is 2. Like here we have just multiplied that 1 into 2, so we are going to write 1 into 2 then into 100. Here we are going to give the percent sign, and here we have to write the molecular mass of that compound, that is 98. So if we are just going to calculating it, like 2 into 100 divide by 98, so that would be 2.04%. okay, so now we are going to determine in the same way we are going to determine the amount of sulfur and oxygen. Therefore amount of sulfur in sulfuric acid here like 32 into 100 divide by 98. There is the percent sign. Then it would be 32.65%. So like that. Now we are going to determine the amount of oxygen in sulfuric acid. Okay, so therefore amount of oxygen in sulfuric acid, that would be like, first we have to write the atomic mass of oxygen, that is 16, and the number of atoms, there are 4 atoms, so we are going to multiply 4, then into 100. Then there would be a percent sign, and it would be divided by the molecular mass of that compound, that is 98. Okay, so if we are just going to calculate it, like 16 into 4 into 100, then divide by 98, then it would be 65.30%. Okay, so in the previous we have just find out the amount of hydrogen. So what was the amount? Like it was 2.04%. So now if now we are going to add all these percents, then it would be 100%. That means it must be 100%. Yes, it can be nearly 100%, but you have to try to make it 100%. So now if we are just added all these percentages, then see that what would be the result. Okay, so like at first there is 2.04 plus 32.65 plus 65.30. Okay, so here you can see I'm just going to like see you that it is 99.99%. That is nearly 100%, and if you want to make it accurately 100%, then you have to do one thing, like you can just take 3 digits after the decimal, so so that the end result or the summation will be 100. So in this way you can do the percent composition of any compound. So I hope you all understand this video and share this video with your friends so that they will also be benefited through this video. So thank you everyone.